Space is almost an absolute vacuum. In interplanetary space, there are so few particles that smell, in the sense we're used to, simply cannot exist there. After all, smell is the reaction of the chemoreceptors in our noses to molecules that reach them along with the air. In a vacuum, there is no air, there are no molecules, and therefore there is no smell. And yet astronauts who have been out in open space say that after stepping outside the International Space Station, they still noticed a very specific scent when they came back into the airlock and took off their helmet. So the question arises, where does that smell come from, if nothing like it can exist in a vacuum? So let's figure it out together. Different people describe this space smell in remarkably similar ways. Almost all astronauts talk about a metallic tang, the scent of hot metal, ozone after a thunderstorm, welding fumes, or even something like the smoke of burned meat. The accounts of many astronauts point to the reality of the phenomenon. Of course, it's worth emphasizing that near-Earth space is not actually completely empty. Even at the altitudes where the International Space Station orbits, about 400 kilometers above Earth's surface, there are still traces of the upper atmosphere: atomic oxygen, nitrogen, helium, and argon. This region is called the thermosphere, and although its density is extremely low, there are still particles there. At first glance, it looks like a vacuum, but for spacecraft it matters. The oxygen is so chemically reactive that it slowly eats away at the surfaces of metals and polymers, and the residual drag against the thin air gradually slows objects in orbit, forcing them to lose altitude. At the altitude of the International Space Station's orbit, about 400 kilometers, the average air density is roughly 10 to the minus 12th kilograms per cubic meter. But during periods of high solar activity, it can change by an entire order of magnitude. For comparison, the air density near Earth's surface is about 1.2 kilograms per cubic meter. So even in the upper layers of the atmosphere, air still exists. But there is 1 trillion times less of it there than near the surface, and astronauts are not in a perfect vacuum, but in an extremely rarefied gas that is practically imperceptible, yet constantly affects them. For a human being, this space has no smell. There are far too few particles for them to trigger any chemical reaction in the nose, or even to reach the smell receptors at all. So what, then, do astronauts actually sense after a spacewalk? When an astronaut goes out into open space, their spacesuit, its fabric, gloves, helmet, and every exposed element, is subjected to ultraviolet radiation, streams of charged particles from the sun, cosmic rays, and micrometeoroid dust. All of these factors excite atoms and molecules on the surfaces of the materials, triggering complex chemical reactions. When the astronaut returns inside the airlock, those altered particles then interact with the oxygen and moisture inside the station, forming volatile organic compounds, and it is these compounds that carry that characteristic smell of space. In other words, space itself does not smell. What smells are the reaction products formed when materials that have been exposed to space radiation meet oxygen inside the station. Similar compounds are known here on Earth. In NASA laboratories, researchers have tried to recreate this smell so astronauts can get used to it during training. The result has been described as a mix of ozone, heated metal, smoke, sulfur, and even roasted meat. All of that can appear during the oxidation of polymers, hydrocarbons, and metal surfaces that have been altered by exposure to space radiation. In essence, you could say that this smell is an imprint of energy. Space is filled with high-energy particles, protons, electrons, ions, and photons, that constantly bombard any surface. They alter the chemical structure of matter, lead to the formation of free radicals, ions, oxides, and hydrocarbons. It is these complex compounds that create the burnt or metallic air smell astronauts notice in the airlock. By the way, here's an interesting fact about the smell of our natural satellite, the Moon. It's known that after Apollo astronauts returned from the lunar surface to the lunar module, they remarked that lunar dust had a very strong, distinctive odor. Most often, they compared it to freshly fired gunpowder or to smoke from a burned-out fire. Lunar dust, in essence, is an extremely fine material formed by micrometeoroid impacts. Each impact melts and vaporizes part of the surface, creating tiny glassy particles that don't undergo much erosion for a long time. Because on the moon, there is no wind or water. And when that dust made its way into the cabin, it began interacting with the oxygen and moisture in the module's atmosphere, triggering rapid chemical reactions. Those reactions produced the distinctive smell the astronauts described as the odor of spent gunpowder. Unlike real gunpowder, which is an explosive mixture, lunar dust does not burn. Its gunpowder smell is simply the result of the dust's surface reacting with oxygen after returning to a sealed module. So you could say that the moon smells like gunpowder, but that smell appears only when particles of lunar dust come into contact with our air. Let's sum it up. If we imagine that we could smell without air, out in open space somewhere in Earth orbit, catching those extremely rare atoms and molecules, then maybe we would pick up a mix of ozone, sulfur, ionized iron, carbon, or even something like a roasted steak. That is all for now. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.